Hello, everyone. Welcome to MMA Midnight. This is our UFC 232 preview show. I'm your host, Shant Yeretzian, and let's get started breaking down that card and all the action from it. The main event is Jon Jones taking on Alexander Gustafsson for the second time. The card has been moved from Las Vegas to LA, if you guys have heard, because of Jon Jones tested positive for some Turinabol that's in his system. They claim it's from the previous test that he failed about a year and a half ago. They say it's still in his system. You guys can make what you want out of that. Either way, it inconvenienced a lot of fans and fighters having to move the card to California. The fighters are going to have to pay a lot more tax there. So it's kind of a bummer. But besides all that, the card is still on. It's going to be a great fight. If you guys saw the first fight, it was an amazing fight between these guys. Alexander Gustafsson really brought that striking in that range to Jon Jones. He bloodied him up. He was landing shots on him all night. His jab was landing clean. It was very impressive. I actually thought Alexander Gustafsson won that first fight. A lot of people did. I think he did really well. And unfortunately, with all the stuff that Jon Jones has had and Alexander Gustafsson's had some injuries, they just never got to meet up again until now. So I'm really looking forward to the rematch. Both these guys have been away for a while. Alexander Gustafsson's been out for about a year and a half too. I think he's going to do really well again. If he uses his jab, his uppercuts, he's really good at measuring the range with it. And I think Jon Jones didn't make those adjustments. He's going to have trouble with it. And who knows, he might have some ring rust. Some people thought he had some ring rust against OSP when he came back after that. After that layoff. So it's going to be interesting if he has any now. Gustafsson is gonna. I think he's gonna be able to exploit Jon Jones. I don't know if it's just me being biased. I personally, don't care for Jon Jones, but I think Gustafsson's gonna win this match. I don't know what Jon Jones is gonna look like. I just have a lot of questions about him right now, whether it's as a person or as a fighter. So I'm picking Gustafsson in this fight. I'm really looking forward to it. Also, the co-main event is really good on this card. It's Chris Cyborg taking on Amanda Nunes. This is going to be an awesome fight. This is a total super fight. Both them champions. Amanda Nunes, the 135 champion. Cyborg, the 145-pound champion. Amanda Nunes called out Cyborg. In Cyborg, she kept saying that she didn't want to fight Brazilians. She didn't want to fight any Brazilian women. But I think she took it personal when Amanda Nunes called her out, because the stare downs at the press conference were pretty intense. I think they had the best stare down out of everyone, because that was legit. Cyborg really got offended when Nunes called her out. So I'm really looking forward to this fight. I think it's going to be fireworks. Both these women are going to throw down. They both have knockout power. Plenty of opponents of Cyborgs have said that like getting hit by her is like getting hit by a man. And Amanda Nunes is the same. Misha Tate said that she's never been as hard as like Amanda Nunes hit her. She's like, she hits like a man. Like, these women hit hard. I'm expecting a knockout. It's kind of hard to pick who's gonna win. I'm picking Amanda Nunes just because she looks tighter right now, like her game. But don't count Cyborg out for sure. That she's the most dangerous woman on the planet for a reason. Her hands have gotten a lot better the past few years training with Jason Perillo. She's not that sloppy like shoot box brawling style that some people used to think. Like, she used to like windmill a lot of hooks like Vanderlei style. She doesn't do that anymore. Her boxing has gotten really crisp. She's tightened up her game as well. So this is going to be a hell of a fight. I really don't know who's going to win. I'm kind of giving a little bit of an edge to Amanda Nunes, but Cyborg could easily win this one. She hits hard, she has a lot of experience, and she's durable as well. So the co-main event's going to be awesome. You guys aren't going to want to miss that. We also have Michael Chiesa making his welterweight debut. He's taking on Carlos Condit. This should be interesting because Michael Chiesa would cut a lot of weight. He was a big guy for lightweight. I've seen him in person. Yeah, he's a tall dude. I don't even know how he made 155. I'm expecting him to win this. Carlos Condit is on a 4-fight losing streak. If you guys have seen his last few fights, he's not the same Carlos Condit that we used to see back in the day. I'm not sure if it's just the age catching up to him, the mileage, if he has injuries, but he's not the same fighter, so I'm picking Michael Chiesa to win this one. Also on the card, we have a good fight between Ilir Latifi and Corey Anderson. Both these guys, big dudes, both really strong. Ilir Latifi, amazing wrestler, but he also has knockout power. Corey Anderson has knockout power. He's on a 2-fight win streak right now. Corey Anderson, and so is Ilir Latifi. So both these guys have some momentum. Ilir Latifi, he got that guillotine choke win over OSP. If you guys saw that fight, that was really impressive. And if I had to pick someone, I'm going to pick Ilir Latifi. I think his wrestling, his power is going to be too much. And Corey Anderson has been knocked out before. I wonder if he can take a shot to the chin from someone like Ilir Latifi. So if I had to pick someone, I'm going to pick Ilir Latifi in that one. I'm kind of leaning a little more towards him. Also, another great fight on the card with Alexander Volkanovski taking on Chad Mendes. Chad Mendes, you guys have known him. He's been around forever. He had a suspension with some tainted drug test that he got caught with steroids. So he's looked good, though. Even though he came back, he's coming off that win over Miles Jury that he had in his return. That was impressive. It was a quick TKO finish. Alexander Volkanovski, 15-fight win streak. He's doing really good. This is kind of I'm thinking Alexander Volkanovski, he's really going to make a name for himself in this fight. Chad Mendes is a big name, and I think he can do it. He beat Darren Elkins in his last fight, which Darren Elkins is a hard guy to beat. And if he can get a win against Chad Mendes, I think he's really gonna make a name for himself. So this is gonna be a fight to watch. Also, there's a heavyweight fight on the card with Andrei Arlovski taking on Walt Harris. Walt Harris is a big dude. He's got power. He's going to bring it. You guys all know Andrei Arlovski. He's got good submissions, but he likes to box. He's got really good boxing, crisp striking. A lot of people talk about, his chin. He's been knocked out a bunch. But since his return back to the UFC, he's looked really good. His strategy has been good. He's been better at covering up. You don't see him getting knocked out like how he was for a little while. I think he's really gotten better at it. He's had 2 straight decision losses. So, I really would like to see him get a win here. But Walt Harris, up-and-comer, like I said, he's got power to knock out any man on earth. That dude's a big guy. He's got power. So, he won his last fight by KO, so he could easily knock out Arlovski. But if I had to lean towards someone, I'm going to go with Arlovski. Just experience-wise, I think he might be able to pull it out. He might be pull some crafty moves in there and, pick apart Walt Harris or catch him. So that'll be a good heavyweight fight. These guys are going to throw down. So, don't be fooled. It's going to be a stand-up fight. I'm pretty sure of that. Also, we have another women's fight on the card with Megan Anderson taking on Kat Zingano. This should be good. Megan Anderson, this is her second fight in the UFC. She lost her first fight to Holly Holm, a decision. And Kat Zingano, she's had a rough few years in the cage and out of the cage. But she got a win last fight against Marion Renault. So that was good. But if I had to pick one, I'm going to go with Megan Anderson. I just think Kat Zingano hasn't looked the same. And I think Megan Anderson's hungry for a win in the UFC. She's hungry to, expand, her brand, grow her name and stardom. So this is the chance for her right now. Kat Zingano, she's been around the UFC for a while. She has a lot of experience. People know her name. She was up there to get, a title shot against Ronda Rousey at one point. So this is going to be an interesting fight between those women. Also on the card, we have BJ Penn taking on... Ryan Hall. Ryan Hall, no one wants to fight this dude. This dude has such good submissions. He's so good on the ground. Some people might say he's a little one-dimensional, but he's very tricky. It's a tough fight. I credit BJ Penn for taking this fight. BJ Penn's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's no slouch on the ground. He's really good. We haven't seen much of it in the UFC. BJ always preferred to strike, but he did have good submissions. He still does. So this will be a good fight to see. If BJ Penn can keep it standing, he's going to want to. Ryan Hall is going to try and get it to the ground no matter what. It should be a good fight. Unfortunately, BJ Penn, he hasn't won a fight in a long time. He's on a 5-fight losing streak. It's hard to watch him fight at this point in his career, at his age. He has a lot of mileage on his body. I really don't want to see BJ Penn fight anymore. I hope this is his last fight. And I also hope he doesn't take a lot of damage. Ryan Hall does go for submission, so it might seem like the safer fight, but you never know. It's still a fight. I just hope he doesn't take a lot of damage, and I hope this is his last fight. I don't want to see him continue to go in there and you can see they're like pushing him out. They're moving him farther and farther down the card. You know, he's not even on the main card. So I hope this is BJ's last fight. There's a bunch of other good fights also on the prelims. There's Douglas Silva de Andrade taking on Peter Yan. Peter Yan's 10-1. Douglas Silva is 25-2. These guys are both good records. They're both up and coming. Like, they're on a tear right now. So you're gonna want to watch that fight. We have Uriah Hall in the card too. He's taking on Bavon Lewis, and we also have Curtis Millender taking on Sierra Baduzara. If you guys don't know Curtis Millender, he's been doing good. Sierra Baduzara, I love watching this guy fight. I've been watching him for years. He's got a good striker. He's got knockout power. I just like that style of his. You know, he brings the fight. Like, he doesn't shy away from any fight. So that's going to be another great fight on the prelims. You guys aren't going to want to miss UFC 232. It's a great card. Like I said, the main event, co-main event, the main card, prelims, lots of good fights. The venue might have changed in the location, but all the fights are still on, so I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm going to be doing a post-fight show, so subscribe to the channel and like the video, and we'll see you then. Bye.